Mr. Speaker, sir, we'll be very brief with this witness. Mr. Witness, confirm that you moved the motion for impeachment last time, yes?
Yes, I confirm.
And that you live by the statements that you have indicated in your affidavit that you have testified to, yes?
Sorry?
And that you confirm and want to rely on the affidavit that you have filed.
Yes, I confirm.
And that you remember on the 7th of November 2023, you took the same stand and testified before this assembly as a mover, correct?
Yes, I confirm.
And you remember a question was put to you whether or not the impeachment then was politically instigated, correct?
Yes.
Do you recall your answers?
I may not recall the exact answer.
I'll give you the answer. Honorable Speaker, I'm referring to the answers of this House at page 53, dated 7th of November. Mr. Muthomi Thionkulu was the lead counsel then, correct?
Yes.
And you remember him putting this question to you, and you answered in negative, that it was not politically instigated. You remember? You recall or you do not recall, Mr. Witness?
I don't recall. Read for me the answer, maybe.
You remember Mr. Muthomi asking you whether it is true from the governor's allegations that the impeachment was politically instigated, and your answer was Evans Mawera Kaaria. You said it was not true. Have I now refreshed your memories?
From the records, yes.
Do you still want to hold that preposition?
Of course, everything that was in that motion was not substantiated.
Excuse me, Mr. Witness, I want a yes or a no answer. Do you still want to hold that preposition, or you want to run away from it?
As at then, I hold that position.
You hold that position?
Yes.
What has now changed?
So many things.
The one, that you are no longer the leader of the majority in the assembly.
No.
Yes. Number two?
The governor reached out and called for reconciliation. I did a lot of soul searching.
Thank you.
I consulted widely.
It's okay. Don't answer questions that I have not put to you. You have testified at length how people were induced to bring that particular motion, correct?
Yes, and I've stated the facts.
That is a motion that you brought on the 7th of November, correct?
Yes.
So you brought motion out of ulterior motives of being induced as at then, correct?
According to the circumstances then.
You allowed yourself to be induced, yes?
As per the circumstances then.
So on that day when you took the stand on the 7th of November 2023, you did not speak the truth to this at Senate, but you spoke out of inducement, correct?
I'm saying
correct or not correct? I want an answer, not a vague answer. Correct or not correct?
Not correct.
So then were you induced that particular time from your evidence?
I've narrated all the events that led to
one of the events, Mr. Witness, was that you are induced, correct? One of the events is that you are induced.
I didn't say you were induced. I said you are mobilized according to party lines.
How were you mobilized?
Of course, I stated that we met as the leadership of...
was financial gains, correct? Including 20,000 shillings that you were given, correct?
That was later, after the second
the Christmas gift, correct?
After the second impeachment had failed in the Senate.
You remember the Christmas gift, yes?
I'm saying later, after the second impeachment had failed in the Senate.
You received a gift?
Yes.
For the work well done, correct?
A Christmas gift for a work well done. Christmas was not even, Christmas was oncoming.
So, Mr. Witness, if you allowed yourself to be induced that particular time to bring that particular impeachment motion, how truthful is your statement today?
I was not induced. I said we were mobilized on party lines.
On party lines?
Yes.
So which party do you belong to?
UDA.
UDA?
Yes.
So UDA mobilized its MCAs to bring the motion?
UDA at the county level, Meru county level, mobilized the MCAs to introduce an impeachment motion.
Does that mean that the UDA party is against the governor, or was against the governor?
I stated in my statement...
Does that mean at that particular time the UDA party was against the governor?
At the county level, yes. Nationally, the Secretary General had stated that that was not the party position.
Which other party was against the governor as at then?
The parties that were mobilized, we have BAS party, we have PNU, we have Jubilee, and other assembly parties.
You spoke about receiving 80,000 shillings. You correct? You remember?
Facilitation to be in the Senate.
Who gave these 80,000 shillings?
It was paid from the assembly.
It was paid from the assembly. Did you receive or did you partake of it?
Yes, I received.
And it was a motivation for you to appear, correct?
It was facilitation to be in the Senate for the 5 days that we were here.
A facilitation.
Yes.
Today, have you been facilitated?
I've seen that we have received a message.
Today, have you been facilitated?
Facilitation, yes, we have been facilitated, but it has not already been paid. But it will be paid because we have received a message from the clerk saying that members will be facilitated for 5 days to be in the Senate.
Notwithstanding whether or not you appear for Governor Kawira as a witness or the witness for the Senate, for the Assembly. Yes?
Witness for the governor.
The County Assembly has equally facilitated you, correct?
I have received that message.
That you'll receive your per diems for participating?
Yes, yes.
So it was usual for the County Assembly to facilitate its members?
For the previous one, only 59 members were facilitated.
It is usual for the County Assembly to facilitate its members, correct? Because today you have received a message that you receive facilitation, correct?
Yes, we have received the message.
And therefore the County Assembly considers its members as equal, correct?
No, no, no.
Mr. Witness, I want to refer you to your affidavit. But before I refer you to this affidavit, have you critically read the motion before this assembly for the impeachment of the governor?
I've gone through the motion.
Have you answered those allegations in your affidavit? And if yes, kindly point to us the particular paragraph that answers to the allegations.
The particular allegations?
Excuse me, just take your affidavit, take it.
Yeah,
and lead the Senate to the particular paragraph that has responded to issue number 1. Issue number 1, where have you responded?
Just a minute. I've responded to the issue of money that was raised for the...
Not the money that was raised, the issue of illegal revocation. Where have you responded to it in your affidavit?
I've not responded to it in that affidavit.
You have not responded to it. Issue number 2, where have you responded to it?
I've stated...
Do you know what issue number 2 is all about?
Yes, yes.
Show us the particular paragraph that responds to those allegations.
Number 23.
Paragraph 23.
Yes, paragraph 23.
Read it out.
That the clerk of the assembly, under the instructions of the speaker, has been writing several letters to frustrate the approval of the governor's nominees for the bones of various semi-autonomous government agencies. The clerk has no role.
Do you have evidence in that respect?
It is in the governor's badul.
Were you aware of this frustration by the clerk before you came to this assembly?
Yes, I was aware because when those...
You were aware, thank you.
Yes.
Did you take any actions to curtail these frustrations?
Yes, I did.
What did you do?
When these letters came...
Where is the evidence in your affidavit?
It is not in the affidavit, but personally I gave my opinion in a meeting discussing these nominees.
Mr. Witness, please listen.
Yes,
I'm not asking you to give us your opinion. You have given so many of them, so we do not want to entertain any further opinion.
Okay.
We want to go to the facts.
Okay.
Where have you pleaded in your affidavit that you took actions against the clerk for frustrating the works of the governor?
I didn't take any action against the clerk, but I have responded to that count number 2.
Yes?
I didn't take any action, but in my affidavit I have responded to that.
Us in your affidavit where you have responded to issue number 3.
Can I have the affidavit?
And I put it to you that issue number 3, now 23, does not respond to the allegations contained in the notice of motion, issue number 2.
Sorry?
I put it to you that paragraph 23 of your affidavit is not a response and is not evidence that relates to the allegations of failing to appoint chairpersons.
I don't agree to that.
Let us go to issue number 3 and point us in your affidavit where you have responded to it.
I have not responded to issue number 3.
Thank you. Let us go to issue number 4. Point us in your affidavit where you have responded to it.
I've responded to it where I stated that I'm aware that count was initially in the previous impeachment motions.
Where in your paragraph? And is the issue in illegal dismissing about the issue of dismissing or the issue of the expenditure of county money? The governor dismissing individuals and making the county accrue unnecessary resources paid to the litigants. Did you understand?
If I can read the crowd, it's illegally dismissing in bold.
Yes.
In bold. And illegally dismissing. Yes. And then narration continues.
As a consequence of?
Illegally dismissing.
And as a consequence thereof, what happened?
A loss.
A loss of how much?
4 million.
Where is that in your affidavit?
I've said I responded. It's not in my affidavit.
It's not in your affidavit.
Yes.
Let us go to issue number, count number 2, gross misconduct. Yes? Deliberately misleading the county, the members of the public. Yes? That's in the barrio of Sniper, 86 million was raised, correct?
Yes.
You are aware of those utterances, correct?
Yes, I'm aware.
That the same were done by the governor, yes?
Yes, I'm aware.
And that it was done in public, correct?
Yes.
And that there was a pay bill that was generated for that purposes, yes?
Yes.
And that in the said pay bill, it's only 216,000 that was donated, correct?
According to the Assembly's evidence.
According to the Assembly's evidence.
Yes.
Do you have any contra-evidence to that averment?
Yes, in my statement I've stated.
Please lead us to that paragraph. Lead us to that particular paragraph.
Just a minute.
You're also aware that the governor made averments and allegations that the window to the sniper has moved on with another MCA, correct?
I'm not aware of that.
They're not aware. Kindly, let's play video 1A and 1B in our videos. You yourself, did you changa to that particular pay bill?
Yes, no, not to the pay bill.
How did you changa?
Through the WhatsApp group created for the Assembly members.
How was the money collected?
It was collected through a member of the Assembly.
Through a member of the Assembly?
Yes.
Through who? Which member?
Member of a county assembly known as Sarah Gaki, Honorable Sarah Gaki.
Is it true that the wife of the deceased sniper moved on with an MCA?
I'm not aware.
Did you see her testifying yesterday?
I didn't watch the...
Are you aware that she was a witness?
Sorry?
Are you aware that she was a witness?
Yes, I'm aware she was a witness.
Did you follow through her evidence?
I didn't follow.
All right. As we wait for the playing of those videos, you have indicated before this assembly that one of the frustration that you colluded to undertake was to make sure that the governor was frustrated in the feeding program, correct?
Yes.
And that frustration was actualized according to your evidence, correct?
Yes.
How was it actualized?
Through a motion in the assembly, a report of a committee.
Through a motion, correct?
Yes.
So it is in your evidence that that program is no longer running, correct?
It was stopped.
It was stopped. Mr. Witness, I refer you and I refer the senators to our further bundle of volume 6 at page 83. At page 83.
Yes.
Kindly look at the entry where we have the votes, correct? Can you see them?
Yes, I can see the votes.
Vote 22-11-015. Can you see it?
Yes.
Confirm that this is a Meru County budget estimate for the year ended, for the year 2024-2025.
It is.
Confirm that you participated in this process, correct?
I did participate.
And that you are aware of the allocations and apportionments, correct?
I'm aware.
And therefore you want to read with us about that particular vote, yes?
Yes.
What does it provide?
Food and rations feeding program.
How much has been allocated?
54 million.
54 million, yes?
Yes.
For which financial year?
2023, 2024.
What was the purpose of the allocation?
The feeding program.
Thank you. Was it approved?
It was approved by the Assembly.
Has this year budget also been approved?
This year's budget has been approved.
Thank you. Let's go to the next one about the cows. It is your evidence that the County Assembly has colluded to frustrate the governor's programs, correct?
Yes, please.
Let us look at page 78, 79 of the same bundle. Honorable Senators, we look at the vote end written 31-11-302-00001. Can you see it?
Sorry, come again.
Can you see that vote end? The vote end?
Yes, yes.
Can you see it?
Yes, I
Again,
can see
confirm that these are the financial year 2024-2025.
Sorry?
Confirm that these are budget for 2024-2025 approved.
Yes.
And that the County Assembly has approved that budget, correct?
Yes, it has been approved.
And that even 2024, 2023, 2024, the same was approved, correct?
But you saying it's the budget for the 2024-2025, and there's nothing that has been approved for that vote.
Yes. What was the reason for failure to approve?
Because the Assembly halted the program.
On the failure to have policies, correct?
Yes.
Is there a policy that exists in that respect?
It was introduced in the Assembly, and the Assembly
Is there a
declined to
policy
approve.
that exists in that respect?
I'm saying the policy was introduced in the Assembly by the CC Agriculture, and the Assembly failed to approve that policy.
Is it mandatory for the Assembly to approve anything or everything?
That was the requirement that they had, the recommendation in the report.
Are you aware that that policy was rejected through the public participation?
No, it was not subjected to public participation.
So the County Assembly must at always time act according to the demands as they come, according to your evidence, correct?
Sorry?
The County Assembly must always pass anything without scrutiny, correct? Even without looking at the viability of the project, correct?
It has to look at the viability and...
Thank you. Confirm to us that you have responded to the issue count number 3 on abuse of office. Have you? And if yes, point us to that evidence.
Under abuse of office, I've responded to count number, paragraph 10.
Yes, paragraph 10.
Employing a bloated workforce of at least 111 personal staff.
Yes.
And I indicated in my affidavit that it was...
Paragraph 10.
Yes, I indicated in my affidavit that it was...
Paragraph 10. Can you read out paragraph 10?
Employing a bloated workforce of at least...
Paragraph 10 of your affidavit.
I didn't say paragraph 10 of my affidavit, but let me see.
I've asked you whether you've responded to paragraph
Yes, I've responded to... I'm saying, Council, I've responded to count number 3
yes.
in paragraph 10, employment of a bloated workforce.
Where is that in your affidavit?
Just a minute.
That's what I want you to show us.
Paragraph 22 of my affidavit.
Read it out.
That I'm also aware that the current impeachment motion features some issues which were also in the previous motions in the Senate, and the Senate finding the allegations unsubstantiated and not meeting a threshold of impeaching a governor. The issue of bloated workforce and alleged illegal dismissal of Dr. Ntoiti and 3 others was in the failed motion.
Do you work in the county executive?
No.
How did you conclude on the question of the bloated workforce?
We brought it here and it was not substantiated. We couldn't prove it.
Did you call out for any statement from the responsible organ of the county government?
My work ended when I brought it to the Senate and it was not substantiated.
Did not. Did you call for any oversight over that issue when you went back to the county assembly?
I didn't.
You didn't. You have alleged that individuals were called somewhere in Mombasa. Were you in attendance?
I've alluded to 2 meetings in Mombasa. One I was in attendance, the other one I was not.
Which one were you in attendance?
Immediately after the second impeachment.
Immediately after the second impeachment?
Yes.
Who was paying for your allowances?
County Assembly of Meru.
Is it unusual or usual for the county assembly to do that?
It is not unusual.
Thank you. Finally, Mr.
What was
Witness,
unusual was the activities.
I am satisfied with your answer. Mr. Witness, confirm that county government must spend money in accordance to
the budgetary allocations
and prudence, correct?
Yes.
Have you looked at issue number 11 in our motion? And to that effect, do you want Kiambi Christus Manyara?
I'm there.
You know Kiambi Christus Manyara?
He's not personally known to me.
He's not personally known to you. Have you ever heard of him?
I think that I have the name being mentioned during the case for hearing case for one.
In what circumstances was the name being mentioned?
That he was an accused person.
He was an accused person. In which matter?
Involved in that matter.
In that matter. Do you know of somebody called Supu?
Yes, Supu is well known to me.
How do you know him?
He's a personal friend.
Do you know where?
And we come from the same locality.
Do you know where he was working or where he works?
According to my knowledge, I'm not aware of where he works because he has always told me that he's not employed.
You are aware that he works in the office of the governor, yes?
I'm not aware.
I therefore put it to you that he does work in the office of the governor.
I can't accept that one.
Equally, have you seen that from that allegation that this one Crispus Kiambi Manyara,
sorry?
While he was in custody, he was being paid his full salary?
I'm not aware if he's in custody.
Read the allegations. Read them out.
Paying Kiambi Crispus Manyara, a public communication officer in the office of the governor, his full salary and benefits while in remand and despite being accused of murder, contrary to section 4.2 of the Public Service Commission Discipline Manual for the Public Service.
You're aware that he was arrested pursuant to that murder, correct?
Yes.
And that he was remanded, correct?
I'm not aware of that.
I therefore put it to you that he was remanded, and that while in remand, he was accruing all his full salary.
That is your evidence, counsel.
That's our evidence. Have you
Yes.
controverted it in your affidavit?
I've not controverted it.
You have
in
not
any way.
controverted it?
Yes.
You therefore cannot doubt what I am telling you this afternoon, correct?
I can doubt because
You
there's
cannot
no...
doubt what I am telling you unless you have a contra
Is
evidence.
your word against mine, counsel?
Where is your word?
It's not in the affidavit, but I'm stating it now.
It's nowhere in your affidavit.
Yes.
I told you, or I put to you, or I asked you whether you know one Supu.
Yes, I said I know one Supu.
Have a look at this document, Honorable Senators. We are looking at volume 2 of our evidence. Page 443 of our volume 2. 43. And we can be playing the video, you can be ready to play the video. Can you see serial number 1?
Serial number 1, yes.
Do you know, can you read out that name?
Vincent Mureithi.
Vincent Mureithi?
Yes.
First of all, who is the originator of that document?
The acting secretary, Meru County Public Service Board.
Sorry?
The acting secretary, Meru County Public Service Board, one Virginia Kawira.
And it's an internal memo, correct?
Yes.
And the internal memo speaks to the appointments of contractual employees in the office of the governor, correct?
They do.
And therefore, whatever appears therein is a list of those individuals who works there in the office, correct?
That is true.
And that Vincent Mureithi of ID number that works as an assistant director in that office, correct?
That is true, according to the memo.
That is Vincent Mureithi alias Supu, correct?
Yes.
Let us play that video. And you know, as we await, that the said Supu and Manyara at page 428 of our bundle, volume 2, sorry, 429, I beg your pardon, of volume 2, contains the information of the individuals who are charged with the murder of one sniper, correct?
Yes, correct.
And you can see accused number 1 is Vincent Mureithi Karemi, alias Supu, correct?
True.
Number 2 is who?
Murangeri Kenneth Guantai alias Tali.
Do you know him?
Personally, no.
Do you know that Do you know that that is the governor's brother?
According to you.
Let us look at number 2. Number 3.
Boniface Kileji alias DJ Kaboom.
Number 4.
Christas Manyara alias Chris.
Christas Manyara alias?
Chris.
And that is the Christas Manyara who works in the office of the governor, correct?
The one that you have seen is working in the office of the governor is Vincent Muridi Kirimi.
Let's look at that as we play the video.
Wale ambao wanazunguka na mwili wakisema haki ipatikane, si haki ipatikane, wako katika siasa na biashara. Ile ni biashara yao.
Do you know whom she was referring to as those people wanazunguka na mwili ya sniper?
In this video?
Yes.
I'm not aware of the specific people because it was a group of people.
Could it have been the mover of the motion?
Maybe yes, because members of the county assembly were there.
Could it have been you?
Personally, I was not there.
Okay. Let's proceed.
Wameweka pay bill, wanachukua pesa, wanajaza mafuta kwa MCA, zingine wanakula. Huyo mama ambaye anachangiwa pesa wakisema ni haki kwa sniper. Kitu ya kwanza tunataka ajengewe nyumba ya ghorofa. Number 2 anunuliwe Prado. Number 3 afunguliwe trust fund ya education ya watoto wake. Kama wajafanya hiyo, hawa ni wakora na wezi wameibia huyo mama kupitia hiyo familia. Ni makatero na ni biashara na
okay, proceed.
Siasa ya bure na matapeli. Hiyo wamefungua kama biashara, wanakuja kusanya pesa, wamechukua huyo mama, wamemficha kwa MCA fulani anakaa hapo, wanazunguka na mwili. Ingelikuwa ni mmoja wao wangefanya namna hiyo. Ingelikuwa ni mtoto wao wangemzungusha mwezi mzima. Lakini kwa sababu wanataka pahali watajijenga kisiasa, wanataka pahali watakulia maana wamesota. Nilisikia wakisema ya kwamba hawana pesa kwa mifuko, wanatembea na OB. Sasa wamepata njia ya kutembea na pesa kwa mfuko kupitia maiti. Hiyo ya kutembea na mwili wa sniper ni mambo mawili peke yake. Biashara na siasa. Hakuna justice wanatafuta. Wangelikuwa wanatafuta justice, watoto wangapi wamekufa Meru? Watoto wangapi wamepotea Meru? Huko Ndumo Oruna, huko upande wa Tigania, wangapi wanakufa? Mbona hatujaona hao viongozi wakitembea wakisema ya kwamba tunahitaji haki ya vijana wetu ambao wanakufia? Why this one? Why huyu peke yake? Kuna MCA ambaye aliuawa na ikasemekana sijui nani amemuua. Mbona tukiona? Hii ni siasa na biashara. Na wamelaaniwa wanaozunguka na huo mwili. Wamelaaniwa. Mtu ambaye ni mshtakiwa the key suspect mkuu ambaye ni Supu. Mnahitaji
pause. Have you heard what the governor has said?
Yes.
What has she said?
Supu. She mentioned Supu.
Mshtakiwa, mstuhumiwa,
Anaye daiwa.
Play it again.
Mtu ambaye ni mshtakiwa the key suspect mkuu.
The chief
suspect.
Who is the chief suspect?
Supu.
Has that Supu been charged before the court of law?
Yes.
Proceed.
Paya ni Supu. Mnahitaji kuangalia mtu mmoja tu wa governor mwenye alipigia simu ama wengine wengi ambaye pia aliwapigia.
Have you heard her owning up that mnafaa mtafute mtu mmoja wa governor? Have you heard that statement? Listen carefully.
Play it again.
Just play it again for him and please listen carefully.
The key suspect mkuu ambaye ni Supu. Mnahitaji kuangalia mtu mmoja.
Just was the time?
No, one moment. Senator Omtata, what is your point of order?
Mr. Speaker, sir, my point of order is that this matter is live before a court of law under criminal proceedings, and I think we should exercise a lot of precaution and deference to the court process because I think that we are beginning to tread into the area of testing the evidence and the witnesses in that matter, which is not before this court, and that is, I think, sub judice for the rule of law.
Mr. Speaker, sir, we can then abandon it and go to the next clip, 214. The same clip at 214, minute 214. The same clip, minute 214.
Simu, hakuna mtu mwingine alipigia simu siku hiyo. Ndio mbebe kijana ati mseme ati kwa sababu Sibua alimpigia simu, you want to charge him. Wale ambao wamewasukuma kisiasa kwa sababu mnasema ya kwamba mmepewa pressure, political pressure. Wenye wamepatia nyinyi political pressure, wapatie nyinyi ushahidi. Sure. Maana tutahitaji haki kwa kijana wetu, ninahitaji haki kama familia yangu. Ningependa kusema
You've heard the governor stating wanataka haki kama familia.
Yes.
I have put to you that his brother has been charged in his proceedings.
Well and good.
Thank you. No further questions in that respect. I want to invite my learned friend, Mr. Muriuki, to proceed from there, but kindly confirm that you have no evidence that controverts all the averments contained in the motion, and that you have not tabled it before this assembly.
It is in my affidavit, and there are supporting documents in the governor's.
That the account that you have given is just your frustrations and your bitterness for having been removed as a leader of majority.
That is not true, Council.
You have seen the last video that was played, and there was an issue of gender card being played. Yes?
Which video?
You have seen the governor played the last video where there was one person seated.
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah?
I've seen it.
And started saying that this is all about women leadership and the people of Meru must accept it, correct?
Yes, that is his opinion.
Is there contention that she's the governor?
None.
Yes?
None whatsoever, but he is facing an impeachment motion.
Are you a man who is supporting the governor?
I'm supporting the governor.
Are you a Marian?
Yes, I am.
Supporting a governor, correct?
Yes.
And therefore there is no question, when it comes to questions of accountability, there is no defense of being a gender person, correct?
That depends.
There is no defense. Gender is not a defense.
Of course, it is not a defense.
Finally, when she was asked the last time, she said it wasn't me. Today, you have played clips blaming the senators. Do you associate yourself with the statements that were made by Al-Haji?
I don't associate myself with those senators.
Do you have confidence with this Senate that they can dispense with substantive justice?
A lot of confidence.
And that is why we are here, correct?
True.
Do you attribute that statement to any member of the assembly?
It was used to reduce members of the assembly.
No, associated with any member of the assembly?
Yes, because they were there nodding and applauding when Alhaji was speaking those words.
Let me ask you, is it wrong for somebody to hold an opinion?
It's not wrong.
Thank you, Mr. Muriuki. But before I go to Mr. Muriuki, you remember he claimed to be Secretary General of the Bas Party.
Alhaji, yes, he claimed.
And he said he's a Secretary General, and he never defined where he's a Secretary General. He gave a statement that I am the Secretary General.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Council, you have 3 minutes.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Mr. Mawira.
Yes, Council.
Today you have taken an oath when you stood here.
True.
Just like you did the last time you were here on 7th of November.
True.
And in that oath, you said that you're going to tell this House the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
True.
Now, you have come here today saying that last time your impeachment motion was politically instigated.
Yes.
Did you tell the Senate that last time when you were here?
At that point,
Did you make any such statement last time when you were here, yes or no?
I didn't make such a statement last time.
You did not tell the whole truth to the Senate.
I told the truth.
You did not tell the whole truth.
I told the truth.
Mr. Mawira, you have said,
to me.
I don't have time, so please don't argue with me, just answer yes or no. you have said that party formations were used to whip you into moving an impeachment motion.
That is true.
Have you adduced any document to that effect?
None.
Have you adduced any letter telling you to move the impeachment motion?
None.
Mr. Mawera, I put it to you that you do not have a mind of your own, that you are a gun for hire.
That is our opinion, Council.
Mr. Mawera, you stated that you are giving evidence on behalf of other people who are not here.
That is true.
Are you aware that there is no such thing as giving evidence on behalf of other witnesses? You can only give evidence on behalf of a party.
They have given me the authority to plead on their behalf.
Mr. Mawera, you have claimed that there were meetings organized that you took part to sabotage the executive.
Yes, there are
Have
such
you brought
meetings.
the minutes for those meetings?
No minutes. But they
Mr.
were
Mawera,
informal meetings.
you have stated in your affidavit that the people who are supporting the governor, the MCAs who are supporting the governor, that is page 13, paragraph 13 of your affidavit.
Council, your time is up. I will allow you to just ask that last question and conclude.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. You have stated that on paragraph 13 of your affidavit, are you there?
Supply me the affidavit kindly.
Paragraph 13 of your affidavit.
Yes.
You have stated that the MCAs who support the governor were removed from committees, including the Budget Committee, the Public Accounts, and the Committee on Implementation.
That is true.
Who is the chair of the Budget Committee?
Honorable Muirigi from Kibiritia Ward.
Is he a witness for the governor in this case?
Yes.
Who is the chair of the Gender Committee?
Honorable Murogocho.
Did she support this impeachment motion?
Not.
Who is the chair of the Transport Committee?
Honorable Kidenji.
Did he support this impeachment motion?
No.
Who is the chair of the Finance Committee?
Honorable Caleb.
Did he support this impeachment motion?
No.
Who is the chair of the Committee on Delegated Legislation?
Honorable Saragaki.
Did she support this impeachment motion?
No.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
But in that paragraph, it is clearly stated that in
Speaker,
MCAs.
I have done with my questions to the
Thank you.
witness. Thank you.
Thank you, Council. Thank you, witness. Honorable Senators, we will now